Hey guys, welcome back. Today I'm going to be showing you a guide on A1 Distortions, how to get the boss down, the strategies, the whole 9 yard, and how to get it down for your team. In this video, keep in mind it is 10 minutes long. That's because we did it at half shield, so all the damage was pretty much just halved. For this distortion, in order to get at least half shield, you need at least 300 tactical cents. So make sure you tell your guild to farm it up in OI. In this video, I'm playing as an Alchemist. This way I could call all the buffs that's needed and all the buffs timer, and when we need to burst the DPS down. Keep in mind that every guild does it differently, and you know, you could use different groups, composition. In this composition, for this fight, we decided to use a strategy that pretty much just cheese out the whole entire fight. And I'll tell you why. In this fight we used 3 tanks. Yes, that is 3 tanks, 3 DPS, and the rest are support. So 4 support, 3 DPS, and 3 tanks. The reason why you need 3 tanks is because they could rotate Stronghold. Stronghold is the number 3 ability on the default of Knight's ability, which is number 3. Once you hold down number 3, what Stronghold does is it provides an AoE shield for your entire party. That effect lasts 8 seconds. And with the talents for Stronghold, it reduces the cooldown by 5 seconds, making the Stronghold cooldown 20 seconds. By using 3 tanks, we're able to keep up Stronghold about 95% of the time. The reason why I say 95% of the time is because you'll run out of the duration until the next tank. So the first tank will start it, and the next tank would get it up ASAP right after, so you don't lose any uptime on it. The third tank does that as well, and then when it gets back to the very first tank, keep in mind that you're gonna have about 3 seconds delay. During that 3 seconds delay, you need to tell a kinetic to put up his shield as well. So make sure you have kinetic shields and Stronghold up as well. So that's basically for the tank side. Furthermore, for the tank side, tanks should be using the weapon with Tantrum on it. That increases the duration of Tantrum. Keep in mind, Tantrum and Resolute and the other one, mirror to it, that gives you a shield when you cast it, has the same effect from the weapon. Even though it says Tantrum only, it will work for the other spell as well. So make sure your tanks have that spell equipped. This is so you need to put in a talent Battlemaster. What it does is, once you use Tantrum, it gives the whole entire party 20% damage reduction. Then this is crucial as well, because you need to rotate Tantrum as well. Once you have the purple weapon from this fight, you can use Tantrum as 90% uptime on Tantrum. This is because once you cast Tantrum, it's gonna last you for 27 seconds, and the cooldown is only 1 minute and 30. But with 3 tanks, you're gonna have 90% reduction because you're gonna rotate it and line it up correctly. So 90% of the time you're gonna have 20% reduction, plus Stronghold, plus kinetic shield, making your group extremely durable, and the fight will go extremely smooth. The reason why we're using Tantrum and Stronghold is because for the entire fight you have the other boss and 2 bosses nuking your party with single target. There's 0 AoE in this fight, so feel free to stack up. As you can see during the video, you see ice bolts flying towards the party. That's what's hitting the party for so much damage. If you don't have any mitigation up, someone will get one-shotted. So the shots will go to one of your raid member randomly, and they need to rotate between all their cooldown, shields, and all that. For supports, we're running 3 Alchemists and 1 Lightbinder. The Lightbinder is is pretty much a requirement for this, but you could actually just do it without it, but it's extremely much harder. For Lightbinder, you need to note two things. During the transition phase coming right up in this video, you're going to pop your AoE invulnerability. This is so you could run across and not take any damage from the geysers on this map, and also the incoming damage from the other boss. After this boss dies, the other one pretty much is at full enrage. Keep in mind that the lower the boss's health, the more damage each one does. So you need to make sure to keep shielding and putting everything up. As the fight goes on, the boss is just gonna keep hitting harder and harder. So during this transition, again, your Lightbinder needs to pop the AoE immunity so your whole raid can run across safely. Also make sure you have an Alchemist dropping a terminal and not using it before the transition, so you have that, so you don't have the debuff, so you can actually use it during the transition. Also, once you're killing the first boss, make sure you pick a designated person to pick God form, because once the first boss dies, whoever hits the last, gets the last killing blow, you're gonna go God form like so. So while running across, make sure you get immunity and notice your timer on your shield that's left, so you can use your terminal. Once you can transition over, make sure your tanks know who's doing Stronghold first and keep the rotation going. This is crucial because you need Stronghold and Kinetic Shield and everything else up, because the boss is now red and enraged, and you need to time your debuffs and buffs accordingly. For your Alchemist, make sure you tell your Alchemist to play defensively if it's your first time attempting A1 Distortions. Make sure they rotate between their Z, which is their shield on themselves for this phase, also Reflect, and also Terminal. As you can see in the video, I've mitigated a lot of damage just from rotating those three. On this fight, my DPS, I picked a Kinetic, Berserker, and a Warlock. You don't necessarily need those combinations, but we did it with this combination. Berserker breaks the Warlock shield pretty easily, and we had the Berserker go God form because he's our highest DPS, and he's not as swishy as the other Kinetics. In this fight, 3 Alchemists are buffing all the targets, so everyone is getting buffed, and everyone's getting shields, so it's a lot safer for this composition. For the whole fight, you need to notice your buffs. While playing Alchemist, I'm able to easily know when buffs are going to be up. The key word is Crazy Russian, so I can call out for other Alchemists. It's one of the best way to raid lead, I think, is to be an Alchemist, so you can know everything that's going on. Unfortunately, Skyforge does not provide a lot of timers or anything like that for other parties. So you kind of have to be an Alchemist to see what's going on, the best. You can obviously call it out on TeamSpeak or Mumble or any other for buffs, but the best way is just to see the timers. So make sure you are curse and bursting at accordingly to the timers and everything else. But otherwise, that's pretty much the entire fight. Just make sure you know when to buff, make sure you have shields on at all time, and make sure you have a Lightbinder in your group for the transition. It makes it a lot smoother. There are several ways you could do this without 3 tanks. You could go 1 tank and Kinetics, but make sure your Kinetics are on top of shielding, or else your group is going to take a lot of damage. As you can see in this group, everything is smooth as butter, so we're not taking a lot of damage at all. Everyone is shielding a lot, helps orbs flying out, everyone's topping themselves off above 80. Well, that's pretty much the entire fight. Thanks for watching, and good luck with your Distortion fight, and enjoy. Make sure you tell your guild to watch the video as well. If you have any feedback or comment, feel free to post below. Thanks for watching.